Hey guys, this is Smithy. Welcome to my channel. If you guys are new here, welcome. Today we're going to talk about all of the drugstore makeup that I had my eyes on. We have Profusion liquid blush. We have the new bronzer from Loreal. This has been a long time overdue. We have e.l.f.'s Camo CC powder foundation. We have the vinyl lipstick from Maybelline. We have the Loreal lipstick. We have Ulta Beauty's cream liquid eyeshadow. We have a new ColourPop Super Shock eyeshadow in the shade Plume. Am I missing anything? Yes. I also have Profusion's Feel Good Skin Perfecting Foundation. So all of this are pretty new to me. So let's see if the drugstore makeup gives a competition to the high-end makeup that are coming right now in the market. So if you're ready, let's begin. Okay, let's begin. I'm so excited. I am first going to start off with the primer, and this has been like overdue. I just grabbed everything from the drugstore that I had my eyes on for a long time, and I just could not purchase it just because it was like one or two items and I was like not rushing for it. And when I saw the L'Oreal bronzer come into the market, I definitely wanted to test this out. So I thought, this is the perfect time. Let's get everything collected in our bucket and let's put everything on the face so that we see how does the drugstore new makeup compare to all the high-end things that are coming in the market. So let's begin. For the primer, I picked out this NYX Plump Right Back with electrolyte mixing plumping serum primer. Very youthful, very fresh looking. I love this for summer season. And yeah, this completely gives me spring and summer vibes. It looks very gel-like. So let's see. Yeah, it is pretty gel-like, I would say. So let's put that on our face. By the way, I did my brows. I should have recorded on camera, but I'll show you what brow product I use. But this primer, it's pretty liquidy. It's not feeling like silicone-y. Very plumping, very hydrated effect that it shows on my skin. I just finished my work. I was like, okay, I finished my work at like 4 o'clock dot, and right now it's like 4:10. I was like, I need to record. My brother's visiting from Canada. Long story short, he came from Canada. He wanted to do skydiving. So he and my husband went for skydiving. I so badly wanted to go for skydiving, but I am under the weather with bronchitis and all. So the doctor said no to me. Very sad about that, but yeah, I let him enjoy. I'll go some other day. So for the brow, it's a new brow product. I actually picked this out when I was like moving around Kroger, and this is from Secret of Pharaoh. I've never heard of this company before, but this is their micro brow pencil. This is how the cover looks like, and I picked out mine in the shade Natural Espresso. So that's what I use today. It's pretty good match to my brow hairs. I mostly have like a cool tone brown black eyebrows, so that's what I use. It does have a spoolie on the other end and a pencil tip, a fine pencil tip on the other side. So let me just swatch it for you. That's how it is, and you can see it on my brows. It was very easy to blend. It could spoolie through very, very nicely. So everything all good there. Now when we have a little bit of time with the primer set on the face, let's move on to the foundation. I wanted to test this for the longest time. And this is from Profusion Cosmetics. And this is the Feel Good Skin Long Wear Skin Perfector with hyaluronic acid in it. And I picked out mine in the shade Tan 5, which is warm yellow. Now it can be a little yellow, but I felt like this matched my skin the most. I don't know. This doesn't click. It keeps on rotating. So I don't know if that's a flaw from my packaging, but this is how the shade looks. I don't know if I did pick out a lot or not. I definitely should rub that eyebrow swatch that I did. Otherwise it'll get mixed with the foundation and then it'll be messy. Yeah, there you go. And then I also picked out Morphe's blending sponge, which I really wanted to use because I've been hearing such good things for the longest time. So I thought I'll use that sponge too because it's a drugstore video. What better way to test out a sponge when we are using this foundation? I'll give you how everything wears throughout the day on the screen. Now because it is 4 o'clock here, like 4:10, I don't know how long would I be able to keep it, but I will keep it for the longest time. I might not show you the wear test, but I'll update you on this cream. But looking at the foundation shade match, it really matches me good. So I would say Tan 5 is the perfect shade match for me. And I would say this is a good medium coverage foundation. And the sponge also blends really well. And I think one layer is good enough for me for the coverage that I am like desiring. Now for the concealer, I basically picked out my Milani Conceal and Perfect Concealer. I was running out of it. I wanted a new bottle and that's why I picked this out. So let's open this baby out and apply it fresh out of the tube. There's no surprise at all. I absolutely love this concealer. I picked out a new shade, although I initially was using the shade 145, which is warm beige. And now I picked the shade 140, which is pure beige. So that's the only difference. I just wanted a little more of a lighter concealer, just because the warm beige shade is like right up like my shade. So I just wanted a little more brightening, not too much, but a little more on the beigey side, because the other one, warm beige, was a lot more yellow in tone. So I'm gonna just blend that. And you can definitely apply this as your eye primer also. It wears beautifully. If you have to ask me one concealer, I'll definitely suggest this concealer. My favorite. Like, I rarely buy like duplicates of the same concealer because I really want to test out new products for you guys. But this, I could not. I just could not. I was like running out of the other one and I was like, no, you cannot run out of it. You absolutely need that concealer. So I got it. And I think that this shade is perfect. Let's apply the cream blush that we have first, so that goes out of the way. And this is again from Profusion. And I picked out a very rare shade for me. I picked out like a red blush. So I don't know how that's gonna work, but we're gonna find out together. I have been hearing such great things about this blush. By the way, this is called Cream to Soft Matte Finish Long Wearing and Richly Pigmented Profusion Blush. And this is Blush Hour Soft Matte Liquid Blush in the shade Paloma. Okay, so let me dig right in. It's beautiful. Like, the packaging is absolutely stunning. It's a little more on the bulkier side, but it is stunning. Like with that glittery top, and it's very smooth. It's not like, the glitter is not like falling off. It's not gritty or anything. But yes, I'm very afraid of the red shade. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to just apply like that on the back of my hand. And then take a stippling brush. I'm just going to, it's pretty pigmented. I can see that. But I'm going to apply that on my cheekbones and then just drag it across the temple, so that I get like a more of like I don't know, like a pinched look on the cheek. And I feel like when you're going with like minimal amount of makeup, this like a blushy cheek is so up my alley. I love it. It blends really nicely. At least the way that I'm applying, like from the back of my hand. I just didn't want to go with a heavy hand, especially because it's red and I'm afraid of reds. Like for a monochromatic look, when you can like apply it like on top of your eyes, a little bit on your lips, and give you like a very fresh look. So that's what I'm gonna do. And this probably would be like my crease shade today. One, I did not want to waste the product. And second, it's a beautiful shade. So why wasting it, right? I know that I'm going with a little more on the heavier side just because the next powder product, we're going to apply powder on top of it. So it's anyways going to like dull it down quite a bit, I would say. Just like that. Now let's move on to the powder. The e.l.f. Camo CC. Let me just wipe this off because I'll definitely mess it up, I know. Okay, so this is the e.l.f. Camo Powder Foundation in the shade Medium 330W. It looks like it's little on the darker side. Looks like it. Let's apply and see. And see, as soon as I put that powder, it subdued the blush quite a little bit. And I think I can make this powder work. Especially when I like get tan in the summer months. I think it'll be perfect. But I definitely feel that this powder is giving a lot of coverage and it is blurring out my skin too. Nowadays, like, drugstores are really coming out with like great quality products, which I'm all up for. Like, at heart, I am a full drugstore girl with a high-end eyeshadow girl, you know? Yeah, that's how I would define myself. I can spend a little more money on the high-end eyeshadows just because I feel like drugstore has not reached like the indie standards or like a high-end makeup standards for eyeshadow especially, but rest all the categories, I think drugstore is like crashing it. Okay, now let's move on to the bronzer that we've all been waiting for, and this is the L'Oreal Infallible 24-hour Fresh Wear Bronzer, and I picked out mine in the shade 350 Medium. This is how it looks. It looks very, very similar to the powder foundation that L'Oreal has. It's just that this is a bronzer. So let's take a clean brush and let's apply and see how it looks. Picks out very nicely on the brush, and this is my Zoeva face finish brush. I was very confused whether I should get this medium shade or should I go for the tan shade, but felt like from the reviews that others were posting that this is a buildable bronzer, so I definitely wanted to stick to medium, especially because I do have a lot of like deep bronzers in my collection. I just do not have like a neutral bronzer in my collection. So I wanted much more on the neutral side. That's what I was looking for. Super blendable, I would say. There's definitely no harsh lines. Where did my earring go? I lost my earring on the way. Where is it? Should probably take the other one out too. I don't know where did it go. I think my husband and my brother is back. Definitely can hear the footsteps. So this is how the bronzer is looking so far. Definitely not muddy or anything, and it blends very, very nicely on the skin, which is what we want and what we are looking for. I'm gonna contour my nose a little bit with the same bronzer, just because why not, right? So I'm gonna tiny little bit, I'm gonna just apply it on the nose and just drag it across the eyes. I'm really sorry if you can hear the background noise of my heater, but I really cannot, guys. See? That's so good. I love it. Now let's move on to the highlighter. I don't have any highlighter specifically with me, so I'm just going to use my Wet n Wild highlighter. It's been quite some time that I've not used it, so why not? So once that's done, now let's move on to the eyes. Eyes are going to be super, super simple. I specifically wanted to try the Ulta Beauty's cream shadows. I've been hearing quite a bit on this eyeshadow, so I definitely wanted to give it a try. The shade that I picked out is Vintage Beauty. It says primer infused and waterproof, and I also picked out Colourpop Super Shock Shadow in the shade Plume. It's not Plum, it's Plume, I think. It's a very nice rosy, pinky, mauvey shade. Very on trend, I would say. So I wanted to pick that out. It's been quite some time that I've not picked out a Colourpop Super Shock, so I thought this is the right time to just pick this out. So I'm gonna apply the Ulta Beauty one, the liquid shadow. It looks more like a, let me swatch it for you guys. It looks more like a grayish, a cool tone grayish shade, but it definitely has like a rosy undertone to it. I don't know how is it gonna look, but let's see. I'm gonna just apply that as an eye primer and then just blend it across my crease. This Real Techniques buffing brush would be great for this purpose, I would say. So I'm just gonna blend it all across my eyelid. Again, a very cool tone gray mauve shade, more on the gray side, I would say, but blends very, very nicely. Like, there's no streakiness at all. Very smooth on the eyes. I'm also going to take this on my lower lash line, and that one plop of the eyeshadow on the eye was good enough. Just like that. And now I'm going to take this Super Shock shadow in the shade Plume, and this is how it looks. As you can see, it's like a very cool tone mauvey shade, but on the glitterier side. So I'm going to take that and just plop it right on top of it. It's going to be super simple, but super sparkly and dimensional. Just like that. So pretty. So now let's finish off our eyes with some liner and mascara, and I'm going to use my Wet n Wild Mega Liner and Essence Mascara. Believe it or not, I've never used this mascara before, so let's do it together. Now, because this mascara is fresh out of the tube, I don't know how much impact can it give, but we'll try. I really love the way that looks on my lashes. I won't even lie. Like, that looks stunning. I'm just gonna quickly line my lips because I don't have a lip liner to test out. And this is Colourpop's Good and Plenty. More on the mauvey side, I would say. Just like that. And for the lipstick, we actually have two to test out. I actually did test out this one. This is L'Oreal's, what is this called? I don't know. It's a liquid lipstick, but it is more of a balm format. And then I did get the Maybelline's Vinyl lipstick, and this one is in the shade Cheeky, and this one is in the shade Rose Harmony. I'm gonna swatch both of it for you guys so that you can see, and we'll see and figure out what makes more sense for this look. This formula is absolutely stunning. It actually just looks like a gloss, but it's more like a sheeny lipstick format. And this is more liquidy. I don't know, I want to try this because I've never tried this before. This I have, so let's apply this. But okay, let me just show it to you at least. So this is the Vinyl lipstick from Maybelline in the shade Cheeky. And this one is the L'Oreal one in the shade Rose Harmony. Both of them are a little glossy. This feels a lot more balmy. This I don't know. Let me apply it and I'll let you know how it feels. Super liquidy, but pigmented. Love the shade. I love cool tone mauves on me. I really do. Love, love, love it. So that's our final look. I would say easy, everyday, simple, but very elegant and glam, I would say. I really, really love the way everything turned out. The lipstick seems to be a little more on the stickier side. I love the bronzer. I love the Colourpop eyeshadow. If it was me, I would have selected a different shade of this, but the performance of that liquid eyeshadow, it was absolutely beautiful. It was seamless. It was not patchy or anything. It blended very, very nicely. I'm interested to check out more shades of this because I think this is really, really good. The blush from Profusion was awesome. You know, there's no dud in today's video. Absolutely no dud, I would say. Like, I love the way everything turned out. So yes, I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I'll leave it on the screen how the bronzer wore or the whole makeup wore throughout the day. I'm going to keep it for the longest time and I'll give you a small little update on the screen. But yes, if you did like this video, do give it a thumbs up and also subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and ring that notification bell so that you're notified every time that I post next. I generally upload 3 videos every single week, every Tuesdays, Thursdays and Saturdays at 9 AM Eastern Standard Time. Until next time, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.